Hello guys, and welcome to a new Wargame Red Dragon video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a very short game in comparison to some of the other videos I've done, but it focuses a lot on the naval side of things, and I know a lot of people asked for it in the last video, so here I am providing you with some naval footage. Now, this is another D-Day in Paradise, and we are playing it as 3v3, although it is technically classed as a 1v1 map. I'm playing against Medicus, STV Yark, and STV Marshall. And on my team I have obviously myself, Pikachu, and Waffle. Now, I decided that in this particular game, I would go sort of all in on the sea. I did have some land units as well to help my teammates and support them a bit. However, the majority of my time was spent on the sea. And you can see at the start of the game, Pikachu has already placed down his Eudaloid 2. Now this is a very big ship, one of the most powerful ships, or the most powerful ship you can get as the Red Force side. And then we've got a Najin owned by Waffle, which is heading up towards Hotel, I believe. Now I've decided to use Type 037 destroyers and Nanuchkas. These are basically all anti-ship radar missile destroyers. However, the Nanuchkas come with very nice AA screening, which can be very helpful when you're using a big fleet like this. Now over here you can see I've got two Mi-8Ts. One's got command infantry in it, and that's going to be heading over to Alpha. And then the other one has special forces, which is going to go and help defend it. Pikachu has decided to bring in two Mi-4 cargoes at the back here. At the beginning of the game, I was wondering why the hell is he using Mi-4 cargoes? Maybe to help out my Mi-8Ts. However, there is a bug at the moment in the beta that causes Mi-4s to have the command status, so they can capture sectors even though they aren't marked as command vehicles. And that's just something that's going to get fixed. I've already looked on the forums, they already know about it, and I must stress again that this is beta gameplay, so there will be bugs like that. Pikachu decides to take advantage of it in this case, and has brought in a couple of Mi-4 cargoes at the start to do just that, just capture Bravo and Alpha. Now, alongside that, I've got some ground forces, so I've got two PGZ 95s. If any of you have played Battlefield 4, you will know these very well. And then we've got four ZTQ-62s, which are very, very poor tanks. They come with a 85mm cannon with an accuracy of 35%, and an AP power of 7. So the accuracy is not that bad, but the AP power really lets them down. The main reason I use them is to suppress enemy infantry, because in these Z5s you can see that I'm pushing up some mobile infantry to capture some of the buildings near Lima at the start of the game. Now the reason I chose this one to show you today, even though it's pretty short, is because it shows how important the Navy is in this game. I've got Type 037 destroyers. Now, I know these are good. I've looked through the stats of the majority of the naval units, and these have a very long range of 8,750 meters. They fire two anti-ship missiles at once, and you can see I target the Congo, and because so many missiles are coming in at once, a third missile hits that Congo and boom. One ship down already. Now that is a huge blow to the enemy. Now meanwhile, they're trying to fire back at me, but my hail of anti-ship missiles is now heading towards one of the Lafayettes. That doesn't last long at all. Now alongside that, you can see that they're trying to shoot down the missiles we're firing at them. Each ship has their own sort of countermeasures, including miniguns to shoot down enemy missiles. We've got infrared flares that you can see the Nanuchkas could fire. And then they've also got like their autocannons and so on that they can also use. Now here you can see the Udalite of Pikachu managed to shoot down a Fremantle, or manages to sink a Fremantle. And a missile that hit the Lafayette has left that completely on fire and limping behind Charlie. So you can see that Pikachu has now decided to reinforce the left with Ka-27 PLPs. Now these PLPs have 4 radar missiles between them in each squadron. So basically each helicopter has 2 missiles, and because they're in groups of 2 they have 4 each. And then we've also got my command infantry now landed on Alpha, so you can see the Zihu Ban and the Lijuan. They are there to capture that. I didn't realise that Mi-4 cargo was already doing it at this point, but I saw after I realised at Bravo that that was the case. Now the enemies start to bring in starfighters with anti-ship missiles, and they do manage to sink one of my Nanuchkas, which is not a good start. However, the Ka-27 PLs, you can see, are firing a constant barrage of anti-ship missiles, and with the explosion of this ship, the Lafayette goes down with it, because it was only left on like 1 HP after our complete decimation of their navy. So he's sending those back to base to get resupplied. Meanwhile, I'm going to move my Type 037s back and the Nanuchka towards Pikachu's Udaloy so that we can keep in a nice naval formation and screen from enemy air attacks. Meanwhile, throughout the map, if we go to my perspective, you can see that I've got my 4 ZTQs coming up to help Pikachu with his advance in the middle, and I've got my PGZs also moving across the field there. My original infantry helicopters did not do too well. You can see the wrecks of them here, and the infantry died pretty quickly with them as the enemy managed to get to those positions before me. But I have decided to bring up some more Z5s. These ones heading to Hotel to defend my BJ-212 command vehicle that's going to capture Hotel. Now you can see these starfighters coming in, and as they fire those radar missiles, they basically shoot them out the sky. The infrared shells from the Udaloy managing to take down those aircraft as they fly past. So you can see another starfighter here gets taken down very quickly by a hit from the Udaloy. Now, even though the enemy has an advantage on land at the moment, we have a huge advantage at sea. It's no understatement that the naval sectors are more important than the land sectors, because ships can die so quickly, and it will leave the sea sectors completely undefended. Now, at this point, all my Type 037 destroyers have used up their anti-ship radar missiles. So that leaves them very vulnerable to enemy ships. But you can see the Udaloy still has its own anti-ship missiles, but is firing them towards these LCM landing craft. And one shot manages to take out 2 of those landing craft, and another shot comes in and blows up the second 2. And while this is all going on, we've got a firefight happening between US Marines and LVTPs. Now the LVTPs are getting annihilated by my ZQTs, and this is exactly what they are for. The ZQTs, or ZTQs, are very, very good at killing enemy infantry and attacking enemy APCs. Their machine guns and guns alone can annihilate forces on open fields, and they are very, very cheap for that role. You can see they only cost 15 points each. Now we've got a tornado coming in, and you can see he's focused again my Nanuchkas. The reason the Nanuchkas are being targeted first is because they are the anti-air of my fleet. But in the meantime, they are bringing in prowlers and tornadoes to destroy the ships that are left. Now, I've only got these two Type 037 destroyers left, and they are going to have to make a run for it, because at the moment, they are way out in the open. You can see Raven now coming in with anti-radar missiles as my escape is trying to be made. Pikachu brings up his KA-27 PLs again, but the Raven unfortunately breaks through the air defense on my Type 037 destroyers and kills one. And this one is the only one to survive. However, at this point we are at +5. We have captured Bravo, Charlie and Alpha, while the enemy only controls its land sectors, and we are still contesting there as well. Now, it's a lot easier, like I say, to take naval sectors than it is land sectors, because land sectors, you got buildings, you got trees, you got mountains in the way. On the sea, there is nothing in the way, only the air between the islands. So, with most of my navy destroyed, Pikachu decides it's time to bring up his sovereignty, and Waffle has moved up his Najin. I've moved up another Nanuchka, and that's going to join my Type 037 destroyer, which are now going to move up and support the sovereignty. Alongside that, I have 4 units of Z5s. These have reasonably elite infantry in them, which are going to be used to land at Echo and hopefully kill them. And then we've got Mi-8T with elite infantry and an Mi-1 recon. Now, while this has all been going on, I have been using Su-27K, which is the anti-ship radar missile SU, and they basically go around and release a missile against a ship. However, they still have their radar missiles against AA, against enemy aircraft, so they are still effective in that role, and that's why I brought them in. Now, Pikachu decides to destroy the enemy FOB, and I've already came in and bombed the CV at Echo, so they no longer have reinforcements here. This means our ships are safe from other ships, which is good because my Type 037 destroyer has actually run out of ship missiles, and it allows the sovereignty to actually capture their home sector before we win the game. So there we go. A pretty quick battle. I know it was very short, and I do have a very nice long game planned to bring out soon enough. But this was a video that I wanted to make, not only to thank you guys for the 10,000 subs, but to show off the naval combat that so many of you wanted to see in the last video. So, Type 037 destroyers and any ships with 8,750 meter range, very, very powerful at the moment. Range seems to be the most important stat on naval units at the moment. It's very important that you're able to engage the enemy before they can engage you, and also with larger numbers. However, in that case, I didn't necessarily have larger numbers, I just had the range, like I said. Either way, a very, very interesting thing to know is that naval combat is one of the most important factors of Red Dragon. Of course, that's the new feature, so it's going to be very important. However, a lot of people underestimate on some of the maps, especially Another D-Day in Paradise, how important those island sectors can be. Now, you can go and capture them with helicopters and with infantry in them and so on. That's probably one of the easiest ways to contest them. But not enough people do it. And hopefully as people learn the game, people will start to do that more. Now, in larger maps, such as Straight to the Point, that's a 4v4 map that I'll be showcasing to you soon enough. That has a lot of different naval capabilities because you don't start with a naval sector. but I will get to that when I play the map. Now, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks again for the 10,000 subs and anyone who subbed since. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.